Hello, and welcome to your favorite Bookish podcast, Fully Booked and Caffeinated. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Heather.
And today we have our monthly bonus episode, Bookish, Banter, and More, where we discuss the other books we've been reading this past month and whether we recommend them, and also our other favorite pop culture obsessions. This is May's recap, which means that I am officially done with school for the semester, and we're getting ready for Heather's birthday month.
I know.
And anyone who knows Heather knows that it is the whole
birthday month. It is the whole month. Mm-hmm.
So we're ready for it. Let's talk about what we're drinking. What are you drinking, Heather?
I'm actually drinking right now a Body Armor.
Okay.
So, because Eric has asked that I no longer buy soda for the house. Which, fair. So I bought the Body Armor because they're like pretty good. I get like the light ones. They're low calorie, like no sugar. And they're pretty good. This one is blueberry pomegranate.
Ooh.
So they're pretty tasty.
Slut for anything blueberry.
Yeah, the peach mango is actually my favorite one.
That sounds good too.
Yeah, but this morning I've been getting that new Dunkin' concoction now, like every day, because it's so good. Did you try it yet?
No, I completely forgot. I'm so
literally,
happy you
it's
said
just
this.
the butter pecan and the vanilla syrups, because the vanilla is unsweetened.
Yeah, so it's the vanilla shot and the
vanilla shot,
the
butter pecan syrups,
Okay.
and it had a name on the app for it. I don't remember what they like named the drink.
Yeah,
but it's like really, really good, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to try that this weekend. I had these really grand plans last weekend to walk to, like right by my new house, there's it's like a little cafe type thing. They have like sandwiches and salads, but they have coffees and pastries and stuff. And I was going to go check it out. And then we stayed out too late on Sunday. And I...
Remember when we were supposed to go day drinking?
Remember when I thought I was going to be home by like 6 p.m. Didn't happen. And so I was...
Great night, though.
Oh, so much fun.
Honestly, much needed girl time.
Oh my God. It was so worth it. So delightful. But I was a little slow moving on Monday morning, which was fine.
Me too,
I didn't
honestly.
have anything to do.
And like I said, I'm like, bless Millie, because she slept until 8 o'clock. That does not happen. This child is up between 6:30, 7 o'clock every day, and she
said it's a holiday weekend.
She said Mom got drunk last night and Dad has to go to work, so we need to give her some sleep.
We need to she's gonna be moving slow today. Bless her. Yeah. So next time we record, I'm gonna talk about the really great coffee that I got that I didn't get yet, but I'm planning on it. So, and if it's not good, we'll forget this ever happened.
Never happened.
All right, so I actually have a decent amount of reads this month.
I know, because you're done with school, so you actually have your free time back.
Exactly. And all 4 of the ones that I'm going to talk about that were non-pod reads, I listened to all 4 of them.
Oh, I guess that makes sense too, because you're able to work around the house.
So I've been unpacking, cleaning, all
What are you
listening.
using? Are you using like Libby?
Yeah, so most of these were Libby. I did listen to Somewhere Beyond the Sea on Spotify. So that was the first one I listened to, Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. So this is the second to House in the Cerulean Sea, which we just covered last month.
Yes.
Audiobook is great. I'm really glad that I listened to this one because you had told me.
Yeah, I'm like halfway done.
And it's just, the voices are really cute. I love it. Narrator is great. This is definitely not as good as the first one because I feel like there wasn't enough from the kids and Linus.
Yeah.
Like it was because it was so centered on Arthur and his like childhood and stuff. So I missed the kiddos. It's still a good series though, but it just, you know, you never really think the sequel is going to be as good as the first one anyway. So
I know. It's rare.
Whatever. And then I listened to The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. I feel like I've said this before, but Rachel Hawkins is another author like, what's her name? Sally Hepworth. Oh my God. Wow. Like Sally Hepworth or, don't let me think of another one because I can't apparently. Sherry Lapina, whatever. Yeah. So all of their books are like good, consistently good. Not always amazing, but always like consistently good. So this was really good. It's not amazing, but it was very twisty. It was kind of like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but with a murder mystery twist.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so it was definitely fun. I wouldn't say it was like the best written book ever, but it was fun to listen to.
Yeah, I haven't read any of her books quite yet. I have 2. I definitely have one. I think I have... Oh, I can't remember. It's the yellow one.
I've read like 5 or 6 of it. Oh, Reckless Girls you have.
Yes, I have that one.
I'm going to look them up because I've actually read a lot by her and I always think they're consistently good. Reckless Girls, The Villa, The Heiress.
But then doesn't she write...
The Wife Upstairs.
Under another name? Remember we talked about this? She does like Yeah, she has like another... Hold on. Because now I don't remember. But I think I remember we talked about this.
I know A.R. Torrey does that. Oh, Erin Sterling.
Yes, so she did also
romance novels under.
Yeah, that was what I read. I read the X Hex or whatever it was.
Oh, it's like the X Hex. Yeah, that's her.
Yep,
that's so funny. I have the X
Hex,
does, but
under like her thrillers, she does Rachel Hawkins, but underneath like her witchy romance books, she goes by Erin Sterling.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know it was the same person.
I was like, I remember I talked about this and I don't remember why. Yeah, and I have that one and then it's like a series. There's like the next one is like The Kissing Curse. And then there's a third one and I only read the first one. But
I haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think she's good. I liked Reckless Girls a lot. And then Wife Upstairs is kind of like a behind closed doors or like one of those kind of things. So she's good. I mean, I'll pick up anything that she writes, but it's never like I'm not buying it the day it comes out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then I listened to Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. Why do I keep doing this, Heather? I literally just told you like a week ago how I was going to listen to this Grady Hendrix book and then I thought better of it. So I wanted to read this one for a while because it's basically about a haunted knockoff IKEA store.
I mean, that sounds like a fun premise.
And that's why all of Grady Hendrix, all of the premises of his books sound so good.
Yeah, they do. No, they really do.
And so I'm always like super excited about it. And then I'm like, oh, but I know I'm not going to like it. So I usually always talk myself out of it, but I needed an audiobook to listen to while I was unpacking. And this was available like right away on Libby and it's only 6 hours. So I was like, just knock this out.
Is it kind of like a short story more so, or like a not really a short story, but like
full book? But there's only so much you could do with a haunted story in IKEA. You know what I mean?
True.
Grady Hendrix is just so bad at writing characters. Like I can't stress enough.
I know
the story was fine because the premise is great.
Yeah,
but the characters are so one-dimensional, especially. Shocker, the
females, yeah.
They have like one trait or behavior that becomes their entire personality.
I hate that.
And it's like, it's just so frustrating. It totally takes me out of the book. And also there's a lot of, this was in the book that we read for the pod also, a lot of bodily substance horror. Like that's a very specific trope.
That is very specific.
But like, you know, like mucus and like snot and just weird shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Just not my thing. So I finally learn my lesson? Maybe. Who knows? Am I frustrated because there's so many damn good books to listen to and I wasted 6 hours? I mean, I listen on 1.25 speed, so it wasn't actually 6 hours, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's the principle of it.
It is the principle. And then my favorite read, which I'm so happy about, is called Maeve Fly by C.J. Lead. I don't even know how to describe this book. It's basically, have you seen American Psycho? It's basically American Psycho, but with a female main character. And then there's like a little love story thrown in there.
Ooh. It's
so good. It's picked specifically for me. I am aware that not many people would like this book. It doesn't have that good of ratings. But it's just like, it's very graphic and gory. And the main character is sarcastic and funny. And she's like a girl's girl in the most toxic way. So truly, I saw a lot of similarities with
Mm-hmm.
me and her, but for the FBI person listening, that is strictly not. You know what I'm saying? Because she gets up to
Hypothetical.
some stuff. Yeah, yeah. Don't take any of this seriously. This is a book review podcast. Anyway, I just loved it. No notes.
No
So,
notes.
and there's another book that's going to be my next listen by the same author,
Mm.
and so I'm hoping that it
Was this your
delivers the
first book
same
by
way.
them?
Yes, and this has been on my. Let me see when this book came out, because a lot of creators that I follow on Book Talk have talked about this book, and I just kept putting it off. And then I saw that the audiobook was available, and I was like, oh, I must. Oh, it was June 2023, so it's not that old.
Oh, okay.
But I think I've been seeing it since then
Yeah.
on Book Talk, and I'm just so happy I listened to it. So, ended on a good note. What other reads did you have this month? I feel like we're going to hear about some Kindle Unlimited romances.
Literally, that's all I read. This was the month of romance.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 books that I read were Kindle Unlimited romances, and all vastly different.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
vastly different. The first, so I read, there were a bunch that I was anticipating, and I read all 3 of them.
Oh,
actually.
good.
So I started with Enchantra, which is the second one behind Phantasma. And there's a third one coming, which I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was just going to be a duology, but now it's actually, she's writing more. And I think it comes out like later this year. And I'm very excited about it.
Because you loved the first one.
I love them. And this one was giving Ready or Not vibes. Like they were in a game, and if you only one person can win, so you have to kill everybody. But the whole point, it's like the Lord of Hell is like running the game, and he comes to the house, and all the kids in the family are immortal. So once they die, they have to like stay in hell for a year, and they come back up. But regardless, it was very good. Very good.
Okay.
It definitely had the spice, but it's just like so well written. So that was Enchantra. That's by Kaylee Smith.
So does the main character fuck the Lord of Hell?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. No. Okay. Yeah.
But there's definitely some kinky scenes regardless.
Okay.
And then I read the 5th book in the King of Sins series. So I read King of Envy, which wasn't bad. Not my favorite one, but it was decent. This one was the main male character likes the girl from afar, but like never approaches her because he's kind of like doesn't believe he's deserving of like happiness and love because he's been through some shit.
Okay. Envy. Okay.
And then I wouldn't call him one of his best friends. Well, maybe. I don't know. But him and the lead girl are kind of in a marriage of convenience. And so they're going to get married. And so the main character, Wook, is like, bruh. And he tries to like, steal her away. And then, of course, they fall in love.
Of course.
But yeah, so that one wasn't bad. And then I read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, who is my all-time favorite. This was the last book in the Windy City series, so I'm very upset because now there's going to be like a little novella with one of the older male characters in the book, which is going to be fun, but I'm very sad that this one's coming to an end. Like, I'm a little traumatized about it.
Oh, no.
Like, I wish I could just like reread them all.
Did you like this one?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. I was a little worried about it because the main character, Rio, he's kind of annoying in the other books. So I didn't know how he was going to come across as like the male romantic lead.
I think that's the worst when it's because like you said, in the romance world, the spin-offs are always like a specific character.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't like that character, you're like,
I was a little worried, to be honest, but it actually ended up being really, really good and probably one of my favorites.
Oh, good.
So this one was like a second chance romance. It was like the girl next door when they were in high school. They were like each other's firsts, blah, blah, blah. And then some traumatic event happens and basically their parents were like having an affair. And like,
it's like a Drive Me Crazy.
Yeah.
with
So then Rio escaped to Chicago, where he plays now professional hockey, and then she ends up in Chicago, and so they like reconnect, and it's all, you know, angst and love.
Of course.
But really, really good.
Okay.
And then I started this actually came up on my book talk recently. Like, it came up on, well, not my, like, just on, like, in the book talk feed. And someone had posted, like, a quote from this book, and I was like, all right, I'll check this series out, because it has like 5 books, and it's the Hollow Boy series. So this came out a couple years ago. Like, this book is actually older. This is I read the first one. I'm in the middle of the second one. What's the first one? The first one is called The Lies We Steal, and very dark, like very, very dark. Like, there's a lot of violence and gore. Like, the violent scenes are like, make me a little queasy, but
really,
yeah. So it's very dark. The only thing I didn't love it, but like, I like I'm gonna read them, because now I'm like pulled into the series, and I need to see like what happens, because it's based, so there's 4 Hollow Boys, and so each book is gonna be about one of them. But the one guy gets 2 books. I don't know why he gets 2 books. He's also a serial killer's son, who I think is also a serial killer, but I haven't gotten there yet. So we'll see. His is the next 2. So once I finish the one I'm reading now, I'll start his. But my one qualm with it is that they're 19-year-olds. And it's actually the kind of spice that I don't love. Like, some of it's good, but then all of it is like too descriptive. And there's certain words I don't like to read.
Yes. Because you can only say the same word so many times. Yeah, and like, and so then it's like,
she definitely is like a little too graphic for me, but it doesn't necessarily pull me out of it, because I'm like enjoying like the story. But also the way that the characters are written, you wouldn't think they're 19 years old. They're like very mature. Like, you would think they're maybe like in like their 20s, which is like,
it wouldn't
fine.
be hard to make them 25.
No, and so like, I'm kind of imagining that they're older, because I feel icky reading about like 19-year-olds having sex.
100%.
I'm like, this isn't my favorite thing.
Like, you're not even old enough to get drunk in a bar and have a one-night stand. So
no, exactly. So, you know, but I'm reading them, and they're not bad. And another book series showed up on my book talk that I'm going to start next. That is like 7 books. So
Heather, stop.
We'll get there when I get there.
Stop starting new series.
That one's like one's like the Toman brothers or the Toman boys. I don't know. So I'm starting on the Hollow Boys first, and then I'm going to move on to another dark romance series.
Okay.
Not great for my health, but it's fine.
Listen, we do what we can.
But yeah, so I read all romances. That was my month of May, aside from the book reads. Which one was still romance, because one was first time caller. So
yeah, exactly. And also, it seems like since you started the series that your next few months are also going to be romance.
Oh, they are.
So
yeah. Which is like bad, because I bought like some new books that I need to actually like read, and then so I need to like pace myself.
Well, that's the problem with all these audiobooks, is that I'm like, I have so many physical books that I want to read. Yeah. But I just like haven't had the time to just sit down and read in a while. So
yeah, I know.
I will eventually.
You'll get there.
All right. So wait, which one was your favorite?
Probably Enchantra.
Okay.
But Rewind It Back is like very close. Like, it was almost a tie, but I just really, really liked Enchantra. And like, it was like, I wanted to like immediately reread it. Okay. Like, I wanted to reread both of them like immediately. So I'm actually, like, we talked about this when we were in Barnes and Nobles. They have such pretty books now. Like, I don't know when this became a thing, and I'm not mad about it. But like, the books are so gorgeous, and you know, I read a lot of the romances on my Kindle Unlimited, but there's some that I really love that I think I want to start buying, and just for like show, and just like have on like my bookshelves. And that's the series that I was shocked, and I believe that they actually have the paperback has kind of a cool.
Oh, nice. Okay.
On the
like the painted edges or whatever.
Yes, thank you. I'm like, I don't even know what I would call that.
No, I was shocked at how many gorgeous books they had.
There were
and
so
books
many.
That I'm like, I can't believe they did this with this series type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not, it is the kind of book that like, if you read it on your Kindle that you'd want the physical copy, but a lot of them aren't the kind that if you bought it not in the special edition that you're going to buy another copy in the special edition. You know what I mean?
It's actually kind of like nice reading them for, well, they're not really for free because I'm paying for a membership.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And then I can figure out if I actually like them enough to buy them.
Yeah, and that's happened with me with a couple like that I've gotten on the Libby app, and then I'm like, I need to own this. I need just to own it. And just like if the mood ever strikes me, or if I need to lend it to someone because they must read it.
Exactly. I think that's a great idea.
I think that's going to be Tender as the Flesh. I think I'm going to cover that on the pod eventually. I digress. Okay, so upcoming releases. There's a lot.
Yes, I have 4 on mine.
Okay, what are you excited for June?
So I didn't realize this, but Nikki Ehrlich has a book coming out, and she's the one that did The Measure. So she has The Poppy Fields. No idea what it's about. Didn't even look it up. But the cover's pretty. And I loved The Measure so much, so I already know that that's one that I'm like definitely going to read. Our boy Riley Sager has With a Vengeance coming out. I'm hoping that this is kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Redemption from Middle of the Night, because Middle of the Night was not,
because we did not
great.
Love Middle of the Night.
But this is gonna give, I think, like Murder on the Orient Express vibes, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I feel like the setting in general of just like the train is so much better than just like middle America, suburban Princeton, New Jersey type thing. And
then Taylor Jenkins Reid's has Atmosphere coming out. That actually comes out like Tuesday or Monday, actually. I think it's June 2nd? June 2nd or June 6th. I can't remember. But that comes out like very soon. So I'm excited for that one. And then I actually did Book of the Month this month because I got a free book because it's my birthday month.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So like I could do an add-on book for free. So I actually chose one of the books I was looking forward to, which was one of the choices for Book of the Month, which is Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab.
Yes, I saw this.
Which I think is kind of like a gothic horror.
Yeah, a gothic vampire novel.
So this might be something that you would also like to read.
Yeah.
So maybe we could
Book of the Month.
Maybe that'll be like a future episode. And for my add-on, I chose The Amalfi Coast by Sarah Penner.
Love it. Okay. Because so I just Sarah
ordered
Penner.
Today. I should get them in a couple days. But yeah, I actually, because I've been like skipping my Book of the Months because I'm trying very hard only to choose books that I actively know that I want. And because this is one of the books I was looking forward to, I was like, oh, okay, like I'll definitely do it. Because this was one that I actually had on my list of books that I was looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, because you loved Invisible Life of Addie LaBrie.
Yeah, and I definitely want to read her other stuff. So this one sounds pretty fun.
Yeah. Gothic vampire definitely sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked at Book of the Month yet, but I see now that one of mine is on here too. S.A. Cosby has a new book coming out called King of Ashes. And it's about a family that owns a crematorium.
Sounds right up your alley.
Sure does. And I really liked S.A. Cosby. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I do want to read more of his books because I really liked Razorblade Tears.
And he had a really like unique way of writing that I liked. So that one, and then Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell.
Yes, I did see that she had a new one coming out as well. And
I feel like Lisa Jewell I've always liked. She's another one of those that consistently I like her books, but ever since we read None of This Is True. Okay. Ever since None of This Is True, I'm like just waiting for another Lisa Jewell book to give me that high.
I know, because that one was really, really good.
It was so good.
It was, and I did think, remember I said I did the audio for that one, and that was like one of my first audiobook experiences, and it was amazing.
And I've liked so many of her other books, but I've really loved that one. So this is another one that I won't buy like right away, but I will definitely make it a priority to read. So those are the ones I was excited about, but I just want to point out Frida McFadden. Oh, are you having deja vu? Because we talked on last month's Bookish Banter about how she had a book coming out. She has another book coming out this month.
Which one is this one called?
It's called like death sentence or something.
I
mean, write it down. Girl.
I just don't understand. And like, I'm not trying to like bash her because like she's rolling in the money, so good for her. But they're just not good stories.
Yeah, like we respect the bag 100%.
Yeah.
But
I guess I just don't understand how
my computer's went black.
People are so obsessed with her. I can understand it as like a guilty pleasure read, but these people that are on here saying like this is like one of the best things I've ever read, I'm just like...
And I get it because they are so twisty and they are quick reads and they are like interesting. But when you read other good thrillers, there's just no way that this is comparing in the same way. I can't even find the name of it because she has so many damn books. So, and it's also like, you are not, I don't care how good of a writer she is, you are not getting the quality that you should get if a new book is coming out every single month. Yeah. It's just not happening.
I know. Oh, and then they saw that BK Borison released the cover art and the title. So I'm already saying that we're going to cover that next year.
Okay.
Because it was just so good. And I'm excited to see Jackson and Delilah's story. And I'm upset now I have to wait until February of next year.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a really big tease. So don't love that. But actually, when Eric and I were at Barnes & Noble's last weekend, I actually did buy the second in her other series. So I bought In the Weeds, like the Seasons books. So I think this one is spring.
Okay.
Or fall. But regardless, I bought it. So
okay, great.
It'll grow dust on my TBR cart, but I'll eventually get to it.
No, but I am excited for that second one. That'll be good.
Yeah. And I just love the art that the artist that she has. She tagged her in one of her stories, and I went to her Instagram and I was looking at her stuff. I wish I could remember her name. And it was just really, really nice. People are so talented. I'm like, I could never.
Couldn't be us.
Couldn't be me.
We just read books and talk about them. Speaking of, now we're not going to talk about books. Let's talk about any other book stuff.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Oh, should I talk about our book news now before we talk about TV stuff? Probably.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, book news. You sent this to me like the first day of May.
I know, and I was like, I need to send this to you now so that you can write everything up.
So I kept notes of it, right. And then I fell down like this book talk rabbit hole. So there was this book festival called the A Million Lives Book Festival in Baltimore, May 2nd and 3rd. And this is being called the Fyre Festival of the book world. So you already know.
It's bad.
So it was marketed as a black tie ball for romance and fantasy readers and authors. Black tie. People were showing up in gowns to this.
And they were expensive. The tickets were expensive.
So one of the authors said there were about 30 people there total, mostly authors. Authors had to pay to sell their books at the event. Obviously, readers had to pay to attend. Like you said, tickets were expensive. They were discounting them like 40% off a couple weeks before. Not to mention travel costs for these authors. Featured authors were promised appearance fees that they never received.
Love that.
And there's just a whole bunch of excuses from the organizer. So there was no DJ. This is supposed to be a ball. There's no music. Apparently, the security guard...
No DJ to play Get Low by Lil Jon.
To play the Cupid Shuffle or whatever. So apparently the security guard pitied them so much that he brought a shower speaker from his house to play music on.
I mean, go off, King. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yes, we
help.
appreciate you. But also, it was in this enormous... Like, look this shit up on TikTok. It was in...
I did.
Enormous.
I saw because Eric sent me like the first TikTok about it, and like the girl was posting and she was showing like the empty large space.
It is this enormous space with just like brown folding tables and conference room chairs.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's so big shows how empty it is. And this is never a place you would have a ball anyway.
No.
But that's besides the point. So according to the organizer, she did hire a DJ, but he had an emergency and was in the ER.
Okay.
Also, she says she paid for badges, wristbands, swag bags, but it all fell through, to no fault of her own. But the internet dragged her, obviously, because she didn't have the receipts to prove that she had purchased any of these things.
Yeah.
It was planned for a year and a half. Some of these authors had been contacted a year and a half ahead of time. And apparently there was, we never heard of it, but there was little to no promotion, no decorations, no gift bags, no organization, no schedules for signings, no organized panels, nothing to make it special. They did have a BIPOC author panel, and the moderator was apparently her husband, who is white, by the way, and has no tie to the book world. Unsurprisingly, he did a terrible job. He just kept asking the same questions over and over, just has no experience in the industry nor being a person of color. So whatever. Anyway, one author said that she had reached out to Grace, the woman who organized it, because she hadn't received any pre-orders or anything. And Grace told her that she had sold 400 tickets as of December. Other authors were saying numbers anywhere from 500 to 1,000 tickets, Grace told them, were sold. So this woman, Grace, is also an author. Yeah. And she issued this very half-ass apology, just basically saying, I know it wasn't up to the right standards. If you want a refund, contact me and I'll refund you. But then everyone was saying they contacted her and there was no refunds, which,
of course there's not.
Shocker.
There's not going to be.
But then she was also making all these posts defending why she did a bad job. So even this half-ass apology, you obviously don't mean it. But she was saying, she posted this weird video saying that she was still planning the event even though she was under anesthesia. I was like, weird. Okay. I don't know. Anyway, she's very cringy, not owning up to this whole thing. And it's one thing to try, because this is a huge event. If what she was planning on is this huge event. Yeah. Especially something like a ball or a black tie. It's not even just a regular book festival. So it's one thing to try and take all this on herself and then realize it's too much and that she's in over her head and kind of either ask for help or get overwhelmed or whatever. Yeah. But the fact that she's blatantly lying about what the turnout is going to be, because these other authors, people who were traveling from across the country, some even overseas, which I didn't see any of those authors specifically, but I'm sure it happened. And she's lying to them so that they won't back out, because they're none of my readers have mentioned this to me. I don't have any pre-orders. I don't have anyone trying to how they're excited for the event. And so she's giving them all this false information so that they won't back out, and then not paying them. And a lot of these authors are well-known authors that have management teams, and they had contracts. Yeah. They signed a contract before they went because they are legitimate authors. So you signed a contract saying you were going to pay them, and then you didn't pay them. And then apparently she said that everyone was going to get, all the featured authors were going to get rooms at the Hilton. And then she ended up switching them to the Days Inn, which all of them were whatever, it's a free hotel room. So we're not complaining, but
you're promised
don't
one thing.
Sell us this fantasy of
exactly.
X, Y, and Z.
She upselled everything.
Yeah. And so it's really sad because so many authors spent so much money and now they're out hundreds, some even thousands of dollars. Yeah. And most of them said they didn't even make enough money to pay for their table fee because there obviously weren't enough attendees. I mean, some of the sales were probably other authors buying their books. And
it's still unfortunate though.
It totally is. And they could have been doing other things. They could have been doing local events to them or whatever. So it's when you see the pictures, you can see how all the tables are set up and the authors did a great job and dressed up, and there's a lot of theme costumes and stuff like that. And they just obviously did not know what they were getting into. And then to be disappointed like that. And then not only to be disappointed like that, but then to not even have her take accountability or really apologize. It sucks. It really sucks. So I mean, it's ballsy to do that in the age of the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. And I feel she had to know. And like, if you realized that it wasn't going to be what you had anticipated, I would have just canceled.
100%.
Like, everyone's getting a refund because,
and also like
the turnout isn't what we were expecting or whatever.
And even if all of these things that she said that she paid for canceled last minute, the swag bags you bought, go to the Dollar Tree, make them yourself. Go order thousands of bookmarks and whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Make them yourself. Like, people paid to be there and they basically got nothing.
Yeah.
And the only decor was like a few random sad like rose petals tossed on these like little folding tables. It was so sad. So it just, you can be overwhelmed and still make a better effort.
Agreed.
It obviously wasn't going to be this like beautiful black tie ball, but it could have still been a fun event.
100%.
So needless to say, I got to start looking at book festivals.
Oh my God, I know. I was actually looking up. They have like a bunch of like romance ones, but there's like none in the area until like next year. So I'm like a little bummed about that. But I know that I think the Silent Book Club of Monmouth County is trying to do like a local book festival in Monmouth County.
Oh, that'd be so nice.
Potentially this summer, maybe? Or maybe it's next year? I can't remember. It's probably actually not this summer because I don't think.
Yeah, because that's really soon.
Yeah, I think probably. But we're going to do that book crawl. Which New Jersey is doing next weekend, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, we don't really know what to expect, but New Jersey is doing like a statewide book crawl.
Indie bookstore book crawl. Yeah. So we'll come back with the 411 on that in June's Bookish Banter. Yeah,
I mean, either way, it's going to be better than the Fyre Fest book festival because we will inevitably pass a nice coffee shop. We'll be able to get
some bookstores have coffee shops, so it'll be all right.
We'll be able to get some stickers, some bookmarks, stuff like that. So, but yeah, we'll report back. All right, that's enough of books for now on this book podcast. Let's talk about our other pastime. Okay, TV for this past month. What are you watching? What did you watch? What stuck out? I finally
watched Challenge season 40 because it was finally uploaded to Paramount Plus, because even though MTV is affiliated with Paramount Plus, they won't put them out. I don't know. I'm annoyed.
So annoying.
But whatever. I binged the entire season. I have not watched the reunion. Don't know that I'm going to because I don't think I care enough.
It's not worth it.
But this season was pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised, and I love that Rachel from Era 1 like kicked ass and like won in the end. Like that was actually, I was bummed about like CT going early and like Derek because like I really like them, but I saw that they didn't announce the full cast, I don't think, yet for 41, but I know like Anissa, CT, and Leroy are all going to be on.
One day.
So yeah, I watched that. I finally finished The Bear season 3.
Okay.
It wasn't as good as the first 2 seasons, which is what I've read prior to watching it. There were a couple like really good episodes that were sprinkled throughout, but all in all, it was just kind of meh. So I know season 4 comes out next month already.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm hoping it's like a little bit better. I mean, I still think it's such a great show visually. Like the cinematography is so good, and the storytelling is also so good, but you know, the first 2 seasons kind of were so chaotic in a good way. This kind of like lacked the punch. It was very much about like Carmi and him kind of being an asshole. And I didn't love that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I finally finished that. A lot of Survivor is basically like the challenge took up like a week and a half of my time.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, so that was like that, and then like Survivor, like obviously like we watched the finale together, and I'm really excited about season 50. They're definitely going to put, I'm assuming, some 49 people on there.
Yeah, I heard Jeff say 2 people from 49.
Great. So I'm excited to see how that goes. But season 50 is pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Little surprised about Kyle coming back so soon after winning Andy, but then again, that makes sense because people were still, you know, winners at war, people were coming, or there was even like people that like made it to like tribal that were going to the next seasons. So
I'm kind of surprised that there's 3 people from 48 because I feel like it's still so recent to bring them back. And like you said, sometimes they would do it like back-to-back seasons.
I know.
But it just seems so weird to have like one person from literally the first season of Survivor and then 3 people from 48.
I am excited though to see Joe play again without Eva.
Yes.
I think that she was actually detrimental to his game.
But I'm also nervous for his game because I feel like he is going to be so paranoid and skeptical because of how Kyle played him.
I know. But can I tell you that I screamed when I saw Mike White?
Oh my God, I know.
My God. Literally, he's going to go so soon. He's going to go so soon. But I'm like so excited.
I saw someone online was like, Mike White promising people a cameo in White Lotus if they don't vote for him.
So, like, I'm hoping that there's just conversations also, like, about White Lotus.
Sari, I know. You're not making a far.
Sari, but, like, Ozzy. Like, I was excited to see Ozzy because he hasn't been on reality TV in a long time.
It's also crazy because, obviously, he's known for being this challenge beast. It's going to be, he's going to be up against Jonathan, the challenge beast. And also, like, the competition has changed so much. I know since
they've been on. I know, so I'm actually really excited to see how like they adapt. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited to see what 49 brings out because 48 was pretty good. I do admit, like, it did get a little boring towards the end, but I feel like it always does.
Well, it was hard because what did they really have to work with when it was literally just the people on top were voting off the people at the bottom?
But all the blind sides in the beginning of the season, like they were all so done well and everything. Say wasn't on there, and I was a little surprised that she wasn't because I know like on Tyson's podcast they talked a lot about how they were hoping that she was going to come back for All Stars,
and also the guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy who wanted to be the Survivor host eventually.
Q.
No. What the hell's his name?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about. He was so annoying.
But I'm also excited about Charlie because I think that Charlie got robbed.
He did. He did. Oh, speaking of, I saw TikTok that Kenzie made, and she was like, so I reached out to another unpopular winner, and she didn't say who it was, but she's like, and I asked them basically, like, when does the hate stop? And they said never. Yeah.
I mean, I liked Kenzie. I'm not mad that she won. I just think that Charlie deserved it.
Right.
And I think that's what it comes down to. But that's what's so crazy about Survivor is that people that technically deserve it don't necessarily win because it's such a social game.
And they're seeing different from what we're seeing. It's the same with Big Brother, and Big Brother is flawed, obviously, but there's been so many times that people have been just robbed.
Also, Big Brother is not starting till July.
Yeah, I just don't care about that. Also, Love Island. We're going to have 2
weird. Yeah, I know.
Love Islands.
But I'm so excited.
And Big Brother, can't do it. You're right, the ads for Big Brother have been so fucking weird. Why is she whispering? Julie, don't do this.
But yeah, I think that's really all I watched. I kind of fell off Amazing Race because the season was kind of boring. I saw I just Googled who won. But yeah, I really think that's it. I've literally just been watching Survivor on the challenge.
Well, I watched, which you definitely have to watch this, Cheat Unfinished Business.
I know.
On Netflix. Girl. Okay. So Cheat Unfinished Business is so good. It's so juicy. So basically, these couples go on the show and one person in the relationship has cheated and it's broken them up and torn them apart. And then they kind of have to just own up, be honest with each other, and then decide if they want to work through it or break up. But one of the people on the show starts being interested in someone else from one of the other couples. So it just adds so much drama. It's so fucking good.
Show did we watch that was like that? Where couples came on that were broken up. And I think it was on USA. Do you remember this? It was a couple years ago. And there was the issue too of people from other couples getting together. Oh my God, what was it called? I can't even remember, but they were all divorced. Remember all the couples were divorced?
It was called, wait, is that the one that JoJo hosted?
No,
that one was recent.
Oh, yes, it was. Yeah, it was JoJo and Jordan.
Yes.
Yeah. You said JoJo, and I really went to get out right now.
Do you know that that's the person?
Like, JoJo did not host a reality dating show.
People always told me I looked like JoJo when I was in middle school.
Really?
And I was like, wow, thanks. I can't sing. I can't find the name of it, but yes, that was
and they were like divorced.
Such a good show. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like I think one couple got back together that had like divorced. So, but yeah, so that sounds like that's probably like that, and it's probably messy. So.
Yeah, it's so good, and it's right up our alley, so you'll love it.
I'll add it to my list.
And then I know you're not watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but the rest of the world is, Heather.
I know.
And,
although
this season is so fucking spicy.
A podcast that I listened to did like a whole episode on it, so I'm gonna just listen to that.
Yeah, it's really good, and they actually have, I don't know if they're going to be calling it part 2 of this season or just season 3. So they actually have 10 more episodes coming out in October.
Oh, okay. So they're really kind of like staggering it.
Yeah, so they ordered 20 episodes for season 2, and then they ended it as it to be continued. And it's honestly, it's so fucking crazy. And like, obviously they are TikTokers. That's why they're famous. So there's so much more drama going on online right now.
I know. I see people, listen, it's literally all anyone is talking about. Yeah. So I know like I am like the odd one out here, but.
Well, and that's why I was like, oh, maybe because I do listen to Reality Receipts podcast and Storytime with Ricky. She didn't watch season 1, and she's like, just start with season 2. Like, you don't even have to see season 1, and season 2 is so much better.
Yeah, because I tried watching season 1, and I was like, I can't get through this. Well,
it feels like a Hulu show.
Yeah,
like it feels like very like kitschy reality. This feels more like a Netflix or a Peacock.
Yeah.
And they did a crossover with Vanderpump Villa, which is another Hulu show.
Yeah.
And a spinoff from the Bravo universe. I tried to watch it. It's so stupid. I have it on like in the background while I'm working, just in case like something crazy happens, but it's I can't get into that. So whatever. But I love it. I will say I hate when these shows release the whole season at once, because like you don't even have the chance to react to the first couple episodes.
I agree with that.
So like things that were happening in like the first 3 or 4 episodes, no one was even talking about online or anything, and your opinions of all these people had changed because then they went and like other people did some crazy shit in episodes 5, 6, and 7. So whatever. I also started Sneaky Links on Netflix. Have you seen this?
No.
It's like the newest dating show that's like a Too Hot to Handle mixed with I don't know, it's kind of like a Love Island situation.
Okay.
Chloe Veach is the host.
Yes. No, I did. I heard about this because I remember seeing on socials that she was hosting something.
Yeah, so it's basically like this group of 5 people go and they just think they're on like a random dating show, and then for each one of them, someone that they used to hook up with shows up.
Yes, that's right.
And then they have to decide if they want to like have a real relationship with that person or meet someone new. It's good. It's another one where it's like, I'm just kind of like watching it and binging it, and all the episodes are out at once. So I'm just kind of like,
exactly.
They're running into each other. You know what I mean? But I did watch a couple scripted shows too. So this is why I wrote notes this month, because literally the first day after we recorded last month's episode, I watched 4 seasons on Netflix, which is the one with Tina Fey, Steve Carell, and it was so cute. It's only like, I think it's like 8 episodes, and the episodes are short, so I watched it all in one day. It's really funny. I mean, I love Tina Fey, and also I've never thought this before, but seeing Steve Carell like as a silver fox, I was like, wait, is Steve Carell hot? So he could be. But yeah, so that was cute. I watched White Lotus finally.
Oh, yes.
And I watched season 2 because I realized I hadn't watched season 2. And I watched season 3. I think season 2 has been my favorite.
Season 2 was really good. No, I really like season 2.
And then I watched You season 5.
You can't talk about it because I didn't watch it.
Oh, I won't. But all I will say is I think it was a good ending season.
Oh, that's good at least.
It wasn't my favorite, but it was definitely better than season 4, which I did not like. And Penn Badgley, his acting is just so fucking good.
I'm obsessed with him.
Like he's literally obsessed with him. Deranged.
And it's like so crazy, like listening to his podcast and like trying to like hearing him being so sweet and talking about love, and then knowing that he plays like this psychotic killer,
or even seeing him on like TikTok doing his little dances.
I know.
And stuff.
Oh my god, no! I'm literally obsessed with him.
He's just an amazing actor. So regardless, even though the storyline is kind of like, yeah, are we done with this yet? He does an incredible job.
I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited. Finally, I'll get to it eventually.
Well, I'd been putting it off, and then like this past weekend, I was like, I need to sit down and watch this.
I know. So it's like what I need. I just need like a day where I can just binge something, because then it's just everything is just chaos, and there's so many. I'm trying so hard to keep up with like the reality TV shows, and now with entering into summer romance shows, it's going to be literally impossible. But we're going to persevere.
2 Love Islands on at the same time.
And 2 Gordon Ramsay shows. MasterChef started. Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service started. I still have to finish Kitchen Nightmares. Like, there's just so much.
There's so much.
And so little time. And I'm trying to read. Like, I've been, like, on a massive, like, reading kick, which is great. I'm not mad about it, but now I'm not watching any TV. So, it's a lose-lose all around.
It is. There's just so much to consume. What did we do before the internet and streaming? I don't know.
Honestly. Who knows?
Podcasts. Did you listen to anything good this month?
I finally listened to Lauren Graham on Call Her Daddy, and it was actually like really, I actually took notes like while I was driving, which is not safe, but it was like, she talked about turning 40, which I know I'm not that close to 40. I still have 5 years, but like she talked about turning 40 and like how like really realistic this has been like the best time of her life. And I've said this to you, I think even on the podcast, like I'm really looking forward to my 40s, because I actually think that that's going to be the decade that's going to be the best, and I'm like really looking forward to it. And then she talks about, which we've talked about multiple times, having friends in like different chapters of your life, and how like just how common that is. And so it really makes you think about like just friendships in general, and reflect on ones that may have like ended that you're no longer close to. And obviously like they're not in your life for like a reason, kind of thing.
And it's like they served you at that time because you might not have been the best version of yourself. Like, when we were out this weekend and I saw people from my past life, and I'm like, wow, like I was such a messy ass bitch, and I'm so happy I'm not like that anymore. Like I would never be able to be like, around these people.
Like it's like we were only meant to be in each other's lives for X amount of time, and it served its purpose. And I know that if they were in my life today, it would just be more like a thorn in your side that you just like can't get rid of. But then one of my favorite things that she talked about, which I think is just so like relatable for me in like my chapter of life right now, is seeing like our core group of friends and like seeing all of you like thriving right now on like different aspects. And it's this thing of watching your friends having the things that you want but still being supportive. And I was like, that like really resonated with me, because I feel like a lot of times in friend groups, when people have more notoriety or money or relationships or children, like there's all these things that people can get kind of like green with envy and be kind of like a dick about it. And I feel like in our group, nobody's really like that. Like we're all supportive of what each other's succeeding at currently. And then I'm like my time will come, like, and like I recognize that, but it's nice to like hear someone acknowledge that you can be like envious of what people have, but still be so fucking happy for them and supportive.
Well, and we just talked about that recently too, about how when you're in your early 20s and you have these female friendships, it's so easy to be just jealous and not rooting for each other. But now, especially because we're all successful in our own ways.
Yeah.
Like we all have vastly different lives.
Yeah.
But we can all still come together and support each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just, it really speaks to like the emotional maturity.
Yeah, like I'm just like so proud of like every single person like in our core friend group because everyone's just doing great things.
And we got to gas each other up.
Absolutely.
All right, I like it.
That was
so that sounds good.
I like listen to other podcasts, but
nothing that
if I don't write it down, it's gone from my memory the next day. So I'm sure I listened to great podcasts. Couldn't tell you what they were.
Who knows?
Couldn't tell you.
The only one that stood out to me is, it's a new podcast to me. It's called I Think Not. It's a true crime podcast. And I think that they watch shows on like people or like investigation discovery or whatever, and then just like talk about them. The same thing as like True Crime Obsessed does. But they started doing these shorter episodes recently. They're called True Crime Rundown. And they're basically giving like a daily, or I think they're doing like 2 or 3 times a week, an update on the Diddy trial and the Karen Reed trial, because both of those are going on right now.
What's it called? I'm going to follow it right now, actually.
It's called I Think Not. And that's where I've been getting, because obviously I've been seeing the headlines about Diddy's trial and stuff, but that's where I've been getting most of like the summaries each day.
That's good, because like everyone asks me like, have you been like listening? I'm like watching. I'm like, no.
Well, and this is like quick. It's kind of like it's longer than the morning announcements we listen to, but it allows you to be up to date on everything that's going on. So I definitely like it. I started listening to one of their regular episodes and I was like, I'm not in the mood, so I turned it off. But that doesn't mean it's not good. I just wasn't in the mood.
I'm happy you recommend this one. Yeah. That'll be fun to
catch up on. And then the only other thing I have to talk about, I have to recommend a TikTok rabbit hole. It is, if anyone is on this side of TikTok, please message us or leave it in the comments. The Thirst Trap National Parks.
What?
So there's been all of these national parks accounts that are getting verified. So they're looking like it's the real like Yellowstone National Park account.
Yeah.
And they're posting thirst traps. So they're posting like, they're posting like dirty songs, like My Neck, My Back.
Oh, I love that.
And then just showing like a gushing volcano or something.
I love it so much.
It's so good. And then there's this one guy who apparently has an OnlyFans. I haven't looked it up because I don't spend money on dirty things. But
no judgment if you do.
No judgment if you do. I just gotta spend that money on coffee and books. But he really is out here heavily featured on these national park thirst traps, and goddamn. They're just so funny. They just start playing dirty music. They post like a hot guy to get on your feed, and then they post a very dirty song, and then they just show like footage of the national park.
I'm gonna fall down the rabbit hole later,
but it's coming on these what look like official accounts. So people are like, guys, this isn't the real account, and other people in the comments are like, who gives a fuck? Like, we don't care.
I love that.
So yeah, it's like softcore porn and nature. But anyway, that's all I have to talk about.
Love to hear it.
Anything else?
No, I think that we've honestly covered it all.
Truly covered all of it and more. That's all we have for you this month. If you like what you heard, please make sure to follow, subscribe, and rate and review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening on. If you have any book recommendations, questions for us, if you have a TikTok rabbit hole that is so obscure that we just need to fall down, please let us know. Because truly the beauty of the internet is that every single person has such a vastly different For You page.
100%.
Anyway, you can email us at fullybookedcavpod@gmail.com. Also, you can comment on the episode where you are listening, and that will help us out too. And plus, it's easier for us to see your thoughts and just, leave a little quick thought, recommendation,
Agreed.
Whatever. Also, go and follow us on our socials to see our upcoming reads. We're on Instagram and TikTok at fullybookedcavpod. Thanks for checking us out. And remember,
if you need us, we're fully booked.
Bye.